stop. If you're about to drop $80,000 on a camper van because it looks cool on Instagram, you're making a $30,000 mistake. Here's what nobody's telling you. I've spent 3 years full-time in vans and consulted dozens of buyers, and I've watched half of them regret their choice within 18 months. I'm breaking down the brutal truths dealerships won't mention, the hidden costs that destroy budgets, and the single biggest decision that separates smart buyers from broke ones. This isn't about which van is prettiest. This is about which decision you can actually live with. Section 1. The lie you've been sold. Here's the first hard truth. The camper van market in 2026 is designed to sell you a dream, not a vehicle. You've seen the Winnebago Revel, the Storyteller Overland Mode, the Pleasureway Tofino. Beautiful rigs, but here's what the YouTube tours don't show you. Depreciation that typically hits 20 to 30% the moment you drive off the lot, depending on the brand and market. In resale values, they collapse when the next trend hits. Let me give you a real example from the current market. A 2021 Mercedes Sprinter conversion that sold for $150,000 during the pandemic van boom. You'll find similar rigs listed around $95,000 with barely 12,000 miles on them. That's not a bargain. That's closer to what it's actually worth after owners realize this life wasn't for them. But here's the trap. Cheap used vans aren't automatically smart buys either. The previous owner may have cut corners on the build, skipped maintenance, or discovered van life wasn't for them after one brutal winter. You could be inheriting expensive problems. So what's the move? Know what you're actually buying, not the Instagram fantasy, the machine. And that machine breaks down in ways you'd never expect, which brings me to the thing that catches more van owners off guard than anything else. Section 2. The cost nobody calculates. Let's talk about the financial reality no one warns you about, the gap between buying the van and actually living the life. You bought the van. Congrats. Now here's what most buyers discover too late. Insurance, $2,400 to $4,200 per year for a Sprinter-based build. Add 30% more if you're in Europe. Maintenance, $1,800 minimum if nothing major breaks. Diesel Sprinters need DEF fluid, DPF filter cleaning in those Mercedes sensors that cost $600 each. Fuel, at 14 mpg and $3.50 a gallon, you're spending $250 per 1,000 miles. Campsites and services, even boondocking most of the time, you're paying $3,000 a year for hookups, dump stations, propane. Surprise repairs? Budget another $2,000 to $5,000. Alternator, fringe compressor, roof leaks, they add up fast. That's over $11,000 before your loan payment. Now add financing. $90,000 van at 7% over 15 years, that's $809 a month, nearly $10,000 more annually. Your realistic first-year cost is around $21,000. Here's the reality check. You could rent a nice Airbnb in a different city every month for $1,800, eat out, and keep your savings liquid. You'd spend roughly the same money with zero repair risk and complete flexibility. Here's my take from working with buyers. Unless you're living in the van full-time for at least 3 years, or you're retired and this replaces housing entirely, the math is tough to justify. But let's say you are committed, then there's one decision that will make or break everything, and most people get it completely backwards. Section 3. The decision that separates smart buyers. DIY versus professional build versus factory built. This is where people think they'll save money and where they often lose the most. The DIY trap? You think you'll build a Sprinter for $35,000. You watch tutorials, buy a cargo van, start tearing it apart. I've watched this story unfold dozens of times. 6 months later, you're $52,000 deep. The electrical has issues you can't diagnose. There's no warranty. Your resale value is maybe 40% of what you spent. One builder I know estimated 4 months and finished in 14. Unless you're a licensed electrician, plumber, and carpenter, you'll underestimate costs by 50% and time by 200 to 300%. It's not impossible, but YouTube makes it look way easier than it is. The custom builder gamble? You hire a local shop. Sounds perfect, everything custom. But that 6-month timeline becomes 14 months. The $85,000 quote becomes $103,000 with modifications. And when something breaks 2 winters later, good luck getting warranty service. The factory option? Winnebago, Storyteller, Airstream Interstates, Pleasureway Tofino. Yes, a 2026 Winnebago Revel starts at around $235,000. Serious money. But you get a titled RV with nationwide warranty, proven systems tested on thousands of units, and resale that typically holds 15 to 20% better than custom builds. When your heater dies in Montana, there's a dealer nearby. When your custom Chinese heater quits, you're diagnosing it at 2 a.m. in a Walmart parking lot. My recommendations by buyer type. Retirees with budget. Buy a 2 to 3-year-old factory van. Let someone else heat depreciation. Get the remaining warranty. Full-timers on a budget, Ford Transit or Ram ProMaster over Sprinter. Parts cost 30 to 40% less. 25K van plus 15K clean build-out keeps you under 45K. Families wanting weekends, rent. 6 trips at $1,200 each is $7,200. No maintenance, no storage, no depreciation. The insight nobody shares? The happiest van owners didn't buy the nicest van. They bought the one that fit their actual life, not the fantasy they scrolled through at lunch. And that brings me to the reality check you need before spending $1. Section 4. The reality check. Van life in 2026 isn't 2019. Parking is tougher. Many cities have laws targeting overnight van dwelling. BLM land and forest spots near popular areas? Packed. Fuel costs more. Stealth camping is a legal minefield in many places. Note, rules vary by state and country. Always check local ordinances before parking overnight. If you're buying to escape the system, you're trading rent for maintenance, trading a boss for logistics, trading stability for adventure, which is incredible if that excites you, but exhausting if you thought it would be easier. Who should buy in 2026? Retirees who sold their home for 5+ years of travel, remote workers who can actually work anywhere, families camping 40+ nights a year, anyone who sees this as a lifestyle commitment. Who should wait? Anyone who hasn't lived in a van for 2 full weeks. Rent one first. Anyone financing more than 50% of the price. Anyone needing reliable Wi-Fi, pristine bathrooms, or personal space. Anyone buying because they hate their job. Fix that first. The bottom line? A camper van is one of the most expensive ways to travel, but one of the most rewarding ways to live if you go in with eyes open. Here's my actual advice before you buy any camper van in 2026. Get ruthlessly honest about why you want this. If it's freedom, adventure, intentional simplicity, go for it. If you're running from something or chasing Instagram, you'll regret it in 6 months and lose $40,000. The van doesn't create the life, you do. Buy used, stay under budget, rent first, don't finance a risky custom build. Now I want to hear from you. What's the one thing holding you back? Cost? Fear? Logistics? Comment below. Let's talk real numbers, not fantasies. If this saved you from a bad decision or confirmed you're ready for a smart one, subscribe. Next week, I'm revealing the exact vans I'd buy at $30K, $60K, and $100K. See you out there. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll realize this isn't for you. And that's the smartest decision of all.